what's going on, everybody? RogersBase here, and if you've been involved in the One Piece community for a while now, you've no doubt already heard of One Piece Treasure Cruise, a free-to-play RPG that's amassed over 100 million downloads worldwide since its release back in 2014. However, since its initial release, there have been so many modes, features, characters, and playstyles that have been added to the game that if you're a new player, it might seem a little overwhelming to jump into it in 2022. Thankfully, that's what we're here for. Over the course of the next few weeks, me and a team of my fellow One Piece creators are teaming up with Bandai Namco to deliver you an 8-part tutorial series on everything you need to know to get started playing One Piece Treasure Cruise in 2022. Now, with all that being said, I'll be kicking things off today with some things that might seem simple if you're a veteran player, but are absolutely crucial to understanding the game. And that's menu navigation and a brief explanation of each mode. Today, I'm going to walk you through where everything that you need to know is located, explain a little bit about the recent edition of Pirate Alliances, and basically give you a quick rundown of each of OPTC's game modes and settings. So, let's get started. Alright, so when you first boot up the game and get past the initial tutorial, you'll be greeted with this main menu. This is your hub for getting to pretty much everything there is to do in the game, and right away there are obviously a ton of different tabs, so let's break down what each of them are. Now, at the very top of the screen, you're going to see your username displayed along with your pirate level, which obviously increases the more you play the game. In the top left, you'll find your gold, which you'll earn a number of different ways and you can spend on powering up your characters as you progress. Directly underneath that, you'll find your EXP bar, which will give you a good idea for how close you are to increasing your pirate level. And on the right-hand side of the header, you'll see how many rainbow gems you have. Now, rainbow gems are the in-game currency used to pull for new characters at the Sugo Tavern and are extremely valuable, so make sure not to waste them. And finally, underneath the gem count, we've got the stamina bar. Now, every time you clear a quest, you'll lose stamina, so keep an eye on that bar. You can use stamina meats you'll earn from playing the game to refill it, or you can use a rainbow gem. But if I could personally make a suggestion, do not waste your rainbow gems on refilling the stamina bar. You should always be saving them for character pulls in the tavern, for expanding your character box, or for unlocking things in Event Island, which we're going to get to a little bit later. Now, if you're out of stamina and meat though, don't worry about it. The stamina bar will eventually fill back up over time, so there's no need to rush. Now, on the right hand side of the screen from top to bottom, first you'll see your friends list. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You can invite your friends and see their profiles as well as find your ID. But actually, let's talk about that for a bit, because finding your ID is something that is very, very important. You should always have that saved somewhere in case you get a new phone and need to transfer your progress in the game. Now, next to that, you've got the Mail tab, which is where your event rewards will be delivered, as well as any in-game items that have been purchased. Below that, we've got the Notice tab, which essentially gives you all the latest news that you need to know about upcoming events, as well as updates from the admins. And then finally, the Shop, where you can buy rainbow gems, which you can use to pull new characters from the Tavern. You'll also notice there's a tab underneath the shop on my homepage that says Gather Island. Now, if you're a new player, don't worry about that just yet. It's essentially a place where you can collect various items and boosters for your characters by using the tickets you earn by playing the PvP Pirate Rumble mode, which we're going to do a full breakdown on in a future video, because honestly, there is so much to go over with that, and new players can't even play it until reaching a certain threshold, so don't even worry about it. This is also a good opportunity to mention that if you're ever lost in a menu, you can always get back to the main menu by clicking the home button at the bottom of the screen. Speaking of the bottom of the screen, you're probably going, what are all these buttons? Well, starting from left to right, first we've got Adventure. This is where you're going to find quick links to all the major gameplay modes in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Main Story will take you to the primary single-player campaign of Treasure Cruise, which takes players through the story of One Piece, obviously. And when you tap on Log Pose, you can choose the story to start and enjoy your favorite one. Event will take you to Event Island, where you can play various missions to unlock new characters, get boosters for your characters, take on time clashes, and much, 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 much more. There's a lot of content and story modes, so I highly suggest starting there if you're new. It's a great way to learn how to get the hang of the game, as well as get a refresher on your favorite One Piece story arc. We'll be doing a full breakdown of story mode and Event Island in a future video, so stay tuned. Now, the other three primary modes are Treasure Map, which has players navigate around a map to earn various prizes, Kizuna Clash, which will focus on taking down a specific pirate and earning some amazing rewards for doing so, and finally, my personal favorite, Pirate Rumble, which is OPTC's PvP mode, where you can take on other players' pirate crews in a fun and strategic auto-battler. Remember, you can play Treasure Map and Kizuna Clash if your pirate level is over 80, and Pirate Rumble if your pirate level is over 120. Also, Treasure Map and Kizuna Clash are planned to be held for a certain period each month, and each of these modes will take a full video's worth of time, so look forward to future videos focusing on and explaining all 3 of these modes in depth. So moving on from Adventure, the next button on the bottom of the screen is Crew, and as you could probably guess from the name, this is where you'll be putting together your pirate crews for tackling each of the game's objectives. Whenever you earn new characters from playing the game or pulling from the tavern, they'll end up in your character list here, and you'll be able to use them on your crews to progress through the game. Now, as you can see from the various tabs on this screen, this is also where you'll be powering up, evolving, and limit breaking your characters to make them even stronger. Now, Toadskii will be tackling this topic in depth in an upcoming video as well, but since we're already here on the Crew tab, let's talk about the other 2 areas that you can also access from this screen. First, we have Rayleigh's Bazaar. Now, if you remember on the previous screen, there was the tab called Character List. If you're playing the game a lot, you'll constantly be earning new characters to use, and unless you're spending your rainbow gems on expanding your inventory, you're eventually going to run out of space for characters. Thankfully, you can trade in the crewmates you're not using to earn training points, which you can then spend here in Rayleigh's Bazaar to trade in for items, boosters, pirate ships, and sometimes even rare characters. Just click on the items button here on the main bazaar page to see a list of everything for sale. And if you want to earn more training points right away, you can click the training points button to be taken to a trade materials screen where you can exchange your unused characters for points. Now, the other area you can access from the Crew tab is the Shipyard, and here you can spend the cola items that you earn from various quests to upgrade your fleet of pirate ships that you've either earned from gameplay or purchased from the bazaar. Now, the top right corner will tell you the current amount of cola in your inventory, and keep in mind that at higher levels, using cola to boost a ship's grade does not guarantee that the ship will successfully be upgraded. Only use your cola on ships that you know you want to use until you get a surplus of it. This is very important. Now, you can decide which ship suits your crew best by reading the description of its ship's ability, or if you're a casual player and just want to use your favorite ships from One Piece in the story mode, you can always just do that too. Just keep in mind that if you ever want to get serious about the metagame of OPTC and succeed in the different various modes in the game at a high level, you're eventually going to need to pay attention to what ship your crew is using and which ship best suits the objective at hand. Alright, enough about ships, it's finally time to take a trip to the Tavern. The second button from the right on the bottom of the screen will instantly take you here, and this is where your dreams are made or crushed. You know those rainbow gems I told you to save up earlier? This is where you spend them. Now, the Tavern will regularly update with special banner events called Sugo Fests, where you can recruit rare and powerful characters who will make your pirate crews exponentially stronger. The characters found from pulling in Sugo Fest can only be recruited here, so it's always recommended to check each Sugo Fest recommended character list to see who's available on which banner. Directly above the recommended characters button, you can click on the event info, which will give you a full breakdown of the featured character's skills and abilities, and there's also a drop rate button, which will tell you just how likely it is that you'll earn a certain character from a rare recruit pull. Also, if you're unsure of how long a certain banner is going to go on for, there's a handy little event period timer right next to the big red rare recruit button that'll tell you how many more days that banner is available. Now, clicking on the arrows from left to right will navigate you to the different available banners, and if you keep clicking right, you'll eventually find the Friend Point Recruit banner, where you can pull for boosters, evolvers, or characters from older Extra Island adventures, and select super evolved story characters using friend points that you've earned from gameplay. No rainbow gems are required, so that's always really nice. Additionally, there's a medal exchange feature in which you can trade in medals that you've earned from pulling rare recruits for other characters that you might have missed on previous banners. This is a newer feature to the game, but one that's a really great way to boost up your character list with powerful pirates without having to spend more of those precious rainbow gems than you already have. You can see which characters are available to buy with the medals just by clicking the medal exchange button. And since we're already here, let's do a quick pull on one of the banners just to see who we're gonna get. All right, let's do this. Let's see what we're gonna get. Here we go. Recruit, yes, 10 plus 1. Come on, please be good. We're doing this for a series. Come on, please be good. Who are we gonna get? All right, this is good so far. This means something good's coming. Are we getting good? We got a red. Okay, good. Good. What is it? Give me General Frankie, give me Robin, please. All right, fine. That's actually a new one. I didn't have that Jozu before. We got Peckham's. Okay. Okay, interesting Usopp. Okay, from the movie, very good. Come on, come on. Ooh, Kunoichi Nami. Okay, I'll take this. This is good. I'll take that. Beppo. Okay. Orochi, get him out of here. We got Trouble, another one. Get him out of here. I don't want trouble. Luffy, always good. All right, last but not least, Diamante. Who's our +1? Who's our +1 gonna be? Let me see. Zoro. Okay. Zoro senpai. I'll take it. That's fine. Pirate within the storm. Roro Noah. Zoro. I'll take it. Now here in the tavern, you'll also be able to expand your character box using rainbow gems. One gem will add 5 slots to your character inventory, and if you like, you can use the slider to do multiple expansions at one time. There's also a quick link button to the shop here, so if you're looking to purchase more rainbow gems, you can do that from here as well. And finally, that brings us to the last button on the bottom portion of the screen, the menu button. Here you're going to find quick links to edit your profile, change your name and title, adjust various options such as music and sound effects, and access your voyage log to see which characters you've already pulled and rewatch any story scenes from the single player that you've already seen. This is also the tab where you'll find info on changing your device if you're getting a new phone and you need to carry over your progress. There are also links to all the various official social media channels for OPC on this tab too, so make sure to go follow them. Alright, let's click on the home button and go over a few other details on the home page that we missed earlier. First, if you click on the cute little picture of Chopper Man on the top left, that'll take you to a list of Chopper Man requests. Completing Chopper Man's requests will earn you various rewards and sometimes even rainbow gems, so it is highly encouraged that at the very least, you complete your daily requests every time that you log in. There are also special requests that are available for a limited time and master requests for once you've really gotten good at the game. So make sure you're checking here regularly to see what you still need to complete. Directly under the Chopper Man request button on the homepage, there's also a button for adjusting your home crew. Do you have a character that you want to see every time you log in? You could set up to 5 of your favorites to appear on the home screen at any given time. So mix and match your favorites and make a home screen that best represents you. And finally, that will bring us to the last section on the home screen and one of One Piece Treasure Cruise's newest features, Pirate Alliance. Here you can form an alliance with other players or join other players' alliances as you team up to take on collaborative objectives that you'll find out more about in future videos. The crew captains of your alliance members are all displayed on this screen along with their individual bounties that they've earned from playing the game, and the total bounty of your alliance is listed at the top of the screen. Now, the other buttons here are pretty self-explanatory. The Members button will take you to a list of all the players currently in your alliance, as well as any incoming requests that you might get from players looking to join yours. The Alliance List button will let you search for other alliances by their alliance name or user ID, and the Chat will allow you to, you guessed it, chat with your fellow alliance members and use some really cool One Piece themed emotes in the process as well. I know that was a lot to cover, but hopefully this video has given you a good idea on how to navigate the menus in One Piece Treasure Cruise, as well as show you just how much content there is to dive into in this game. Now, the next video in our tutorial series will have my fellow One Piece content creator Toadskii walking you all through the ins and outs of combat in Treasure Cruise, and by the end of it, you'll be one step closer to fully understanding OPTC. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more One Piece related content in the future, and make sure to check out the playlist below or click the end screen of this video to watch the next episode in our tutorial series as soon as it's available. Until next time, Nakama!